Hey y'all, it's your girl Jess, and welcome to Story Time. So if you're here, today is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays I tell y'all a story about something that really happened in my life, aka I'm telling y'all my business. Okay, so come on in. Hey, how y'all doing? First things first, thank y'all for showing up for your girl. Y'all be really watching my videos, and I love that for us. So y'all continue to do that. Continue to what y'all do like this. Listen. First of all, I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a YouTube girly. I'm just a girl out here telling y'all my business, okay? So make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Make sure y'all do that, okay? Because if I can tell y'all my business, that's the least y'all could do, okay? That's the least, a little likey, a little comment, and a little subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Because these stories be real life. This be stuff that really be happening to me. Okay, so today's episode of Story Time, I'm gonna tell y'all about how I was about to drop my baby off at the fire station because who finna be somebody's mama? Not me. All right. So the last story time I had told you about how, I had my daughter. Crazy story. So this time I'm talking about my son. So I got pregnant with my son in high school. I was a senior. I was a senior in high school. I got pregnant with my son. So just my baby daddy dead. So R.I.P. baby daddy. Like, okay. So yeah, I got pregnant and I ain't tell nobody. I ain't say nothing to nobody because in my imagination, baby, I was not pregnant. Cause ain't no way, Sway. Ain't no way. I already got this one baby over here. She 5. Wait, let me see. Was she 5? No, she was 4. She was 4. And I was just like, baby, I'm finna go to college. I was going to South Carolina State, Orangeburg, South Carolina. I had already got my acceptance letter and I'm not pregnant. Okay. Y'all, it was a whole baby inside of me. But who ain't go them 9 months without telling nobody? So I remember telling my baby's dad, I was like, hey, first of all, okay, let me tell you how people didn't know I was pregnant. Because I had real big titties. Like, they was huge. They was double J's. They was like big titties, and I was kind of a little chunky. You know what I'm saying? I've been a big girl. So I was a little fat, and I had these huge titties. So that's how I was able to hide, like, being pregnant. And at the time, I was working at McDonald's temporarily, and I used to eat Big Macs all the time. So my grandma was just like, girl, I just thought you was getting fat. Like, shout out to Rosie. She was a queen of shade, because that was real shady to say I just thought you was getting fat. Girl, it's a whole baby in here. Okay. So anyway, I get pregnant. So in my imagination, I keep telling myself I'm not pregnant, I'm not pregnant, I'm not pregnant, just continuing on with my day and my life. So at one point, like when I started feeling the baby move, I was like, ooh, there might be a baby in there. So I remember telling my baby's dad, like, hey, I'm pregnant and we need to get rid of this. And for some reason, I don't know why he wouldn't give me the money for the abortion, but he didn't. He was just like, oh, I'm not paying. And the abortion was only like $300, y'all. Like, so you could have gave me them $300. Like, why would you do that? Hey, your body, your choice. If you want to suck them babies out of you, baby, that's your business, okay? I'm not judging you, so please. So anyway, my baby said he wouldn't give me the money. And my silly stuff, I was just like, well, I'm not going to pay for it myself. Like, he should help me pay for it. So I continued on, right? So as time kept progressing, my job, senior high school, all the senior things are happening. We going to prom. And I remember, shout out to my dog, Ashley. We still friends to this day, okay? So I remember she walked up to me and she was like, is you pregnant? And I was like, girl, no, I'm not pregnant. Like, why are you in my business? Get out my face. Y'all, big and pregnant. Okay, I'm gonna put one of my prom pictures in here. I'm gonna let y'all see. I even remember getting my prom dress got made, and I remember my aunt saying, like, every time we would do the measurements, I kept getting bigger. But again, remember, I used to work at McDonald's. I was eating on Big Macs. I had big titties and I was a little fat, so I kind of was able to, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm just big. Okay, so I had came up with this plan because when you be 18, you be thinking your plans be on point. And I also remember, well, let's talk about my son a little off now, because I had went, shout out to my dog Christina, when I turned 18, right? We went to this club, I think it was Club Laga in Oakland. We went to Laga, and I remember having a military ID because I'm a military brat. So I remember having a military ID, and they let me in the cage because you had to be, in order for you to drink, you had to get in the cage, right? So I remember they looked at my military ID, but they didn't flip it over on the back, so they just assumed I was 21. Mind you, I was 18. And by this time, hold on, let me see, March, April, May, June, July. By this time, I was about 4 months pregnant when this happened. Baby, went to Club Laga, 18th birthday, middle of the winter, and we was in our cage. And this is the story within the story. I remember being in the cage, and this is the first time I ever drank in my life because I'm in high school. Okay, I'm in high school. I don't know nothing about nothing. So I'm in high school, and I remember being in the cage, and I was like, you could drink. So I'm like, dang, I ain't never drunk before. So the person next to me, they was ordering. I'm listening, right? They ordering their drinks. So the girl was like, let me get a Long Island iced tea. And so in my little 18-year-old mind, I said, well, I like tea. I don't know about the Long Island part, but I like tea. So when the bartender got to me, they was like, what you want for your birthday? You know, it's your birthday, so you got your little birthday pick. I was like, oh, I'll take a Long Island iced tea. Y'all, why would I do that? Why would I drink a Long Island iced tea? I was so drunk. I was so drunk, mind you, and I was 4 months pregnant. So that's probably why my son a little off to this day, because I had that Long Island iced tea, and it was floating around in my little amniotic sac, and we was just barely into our second trimester. So yeah, I think I really messed him up with that one. But anyway, okay. So fast forward, you know, I told you my friend ran up on me talking about, am I pregnant? Da 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 da. And I was just like, girl, no, mind your business. I'm not pregnant. So the plan was I had got accepted to South Carolina State. So I had told myself, what I'm gonna do, I'm just giving him up for adoption. Because, sir, you're not gonna stop my motion. Okay, I got motion. And then, y'all, I didn't really want to tell my family because I already knew they was gonna do it big for graduation. Like, I was gonna get all the gifts. And then if I told them I was pregnant, they was gonna make me get baby gifts. I don't want no freaking bassinets and blankets, baby. I want the moolah, the money, because I'm graduating. I'm gonna go to college. Like, run me my gifts, my graduation gifts, not no little baby gifts. Okay, like, I don't want that. So I remember this sound. I really be doing some shit. So I was like, okay, cool. So what I did at this time, when you went to college, like, you would get emails that would tell you like who your roommate was and blah 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 blah. So I had already knew my dorm, where I was going. Cause yeah, this is around. I had my son in July. I had him in July, and so around June, cause my mom, I was in Pittsburgh with my grandma, and my mom was stationed somewhere. I don't remember where she was at. Was she in Kentucky? I don't remember. But my mom was stationed somewhere, so I remember her coming for my graduation, because the plan was for me to go. Yeah, I think she was in Jacksonville. So the plan was for me to graduate, and then I was gonna go to Jacksonville with my mom, and then from Jacksonville leave to go to South Carolina. That was the plan, right? So my mom would get there and she looking at me like, why your stomach look like that? And I was just like, girl, mind your business, because I'm fat. Like, leave me alone. I got big titties and I'm fat, so just leave me alone. So she was just like, and then she touched my stomach. Y'all, my stomach hard as a brick, because there's a whole freaking brick in there. So she touched my stomach. I said, girl, I just got like a little tumor or something. Like, don't worry about me. So she already just like, bitch, okay. But we got to keep in mind, this is peak graduation time, so she ain't really paying no attention. So we do graduation, have a graduation party, all the things. I got all my gifts too, y'all. I got all my gifts. Okay, I got some good gifts for graduation too. Okay, graduation. I think at this time I ended up telling my friends, like my best friend, I ended up telling Shatina like, oh, I'm pregnant. I think I told Shatina, because we went to the prom together. I don't remember. I think I did tell him, because I was pregnant at the prom. Yeah, I was so pregnant. I could have literally had him like at the prom. Like, I definitely could have had him. So I think I had that conversation. But remember, I told y'all I was giving him up for adoption, right? So this time I still hadn't told my mom nothing. Okay, so we graduate. We get to Jacksonville. So this is about, we'll say July. We graduate June. We probably stay like a week or two, and then we went to Jacksonville. So let's just say this like July 12th. I'm embellishing because I don't remember the exact timeline. So about July 12th or so, my mom, I don't know how she tricked me again to make me take a pregnancy test, but okay, anyway, before I tell y'all that part. So listen, what I said was, I had looked it up. This is before the days of like Facebook and all that other stuff. So I had told this is when they were making the commercials about little safe haven places, because people was killing them kids. Okay, they was pushing them out. I mean, unaliving their kids. They was pushing them out, and then like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't want this baby. I'm a whatever. So I said, no, I'm either giving, when I get to school, I'm gonna have the baby, and like my roommate is going to help me, and then we're going to clean it up, and I'm just going to wrap up the baby, and I'm going to take it to the fire station and put it in a little cubby, and I'm going to go about my college life, and I'm not ever going to have to see this kid again, because this is not my child. That was my plan, and I was sticking to it. Okay, that made sense in my head. Go to school, had the baby in the bathroom. Don't ask me about the bathroom, but that's what I said I was going to do, and I was going to involve my roommate. This girl probably thought I was a lunatic. I was going to involve my roommate, and then we were going to go to that fire station, because the fire station was not too far from campus, okay? I think they call them like little baby safe havens, because you could just drop it off, no questions asked. That was my plan, okay? My plan was to drop that baby off. Nobody was going to ever see him or hear from him again. Well, now we get to the part where my mama, this is like, I think I was supposed to leave to go to school. This was in June. Y'all said it was July 12th. wait, hold on. I'm trying to think. Yeah, this was like in the middle of July because I think I was supposed to leave to go to school like in August or something. I was going to summer classes or something like that. So somehow my mom, we take a, we get back to the pregnancy test situation, or she either told me to go to the doctor because remember I told her I had a tumor because my stomach was hard. So anyway, we end up at the doctor, child. We get to that doctor. I had zero. When I tell y'all zero medical care, that boy ain't have not a vitamin, an iron pill, and nothing. So we get there, and the doctor was like, "Ma'am, your baby is like he was turned, like he was ready to come." They're like, "You could literally have him any day now." I had to go to the doctor like every day for like I think it was like 2 weeks. I had to go to the doctor like every other day because they had to run all the tests because I ain't have no medical treatment. Like, I had to take the nasty little glucose test. They was just doing all these different things. I didn't know the sex of the baby. I didn't know nothing. And so, woo, child, finally, he came busted into this world July 25th. And he's been hell on wheels ever since then. And even then, y'all, when I had him, like when I pushed him out, I remember the people being like, okay, this is your baby. And I was like, get him out my face. I don't want to see him because that baby was not coming home with me. He was not coming home with me. That was not my baby. I was going to school, okay? I was going to South Carolina State in August, okay? This July 25th. I'm out of here in August. So, like, I remember my mama was in there crying, and I was just looking like, as a matter of fact, the Maury show was on. I'm just like, hey, can y'all turn the TV up? Because I don't know what she crying for. That baby is not coming home with us. Because I was 18, so my mom couldn't, like, sign nothing for me because I'm grown. Because you can't make me do nothing because I'm grown. So, yeah, I remember, yeah, he was born. I did not hold him. I did not touch him because he was not coming home with me. So, and I think he had to be like rushed off because something was wrong with him. Like he was blue or something like that. And I think that's why my mom was out there crying. And I was just like, girl, I don't know what you're crying for because that baby's not coming with us. So I'm in the hospital being stubborn. I didn't hold him. We didn't do no skin to skin or nothing because get it out of here. So y'all, somehow, this is why you gotta having a praying grandma. I don't know if my grandma started praying or what my mama did, but my son, when he was born, he was a menace to society. And I'm not being funny, y'all. I swear before God, he was a menace to society. So he would not stop crying. Like as soon as they pushed him over that threshold in a little cart thing, he would just be in there crying, like to the point I could hear him. Because when in a little ward thing, you had to walk out to go take a shower. There was no shower in your room, so I could hear him crying. Like I could hear him screaming. And I would just be like, that's crazy, that boy in there acting like that. Cause, ooh, child. So I just remember I was in a recovery room. I still had not like held him or nothing because again, this is not my baby. He's not coming home with me. I don't know what you guys are talking about. So I remember like this older nurse brings something because in my room there was like, it was a divider. So there's a mom on this side, mom on that side. So I wasn't paying attention. So the lady brings him in here and she was like, oh, your baby. I remember her being, she was like West Indian or something. She was like, your baby won't stop crying. You need to hold him. I said, ma'am, this ain't my baby. Like the adoption people coming to get him. And she walked away. So it was probably like maybe 18 hours after I had him. And I just remember looking at that little thing like, God dang. So I just looked at him and I was like, hey, bro, listen. You was not a part of my plan. You're not even supposed to be here, but I don't know how we're gonna make it. But I remember this conversation, looking at him, having this conversation, like we gonna make it do what it do. And yeah, so clearly the fire station didn't work out. I didn't give him up for adoption. I ended up keeping him. To this day, he's still a pain in my ass, a thorn in my side. Okay, I love him, but I can't stand him if we're just being perfectly honest. And y'all can judge me a little bit because I don't care. So yeah, I feel like as a parent, one of my parent flops is actually telling my son this story earlier, how I was going to give him away for adoption. Talk about epic parenting fail. But I felt like if I told you that I was going to give you away for adoption, like it would make you be more appreciative that you're having a good life. Y'all don't do that because that didn't work. I think it gave him childhood trauma, a very traumatic situation. So, he has a little childhood trauma because his mom told him that she was going to give him away, but it was the truth. It was the truth. Hell, my mama told me that when she was running track, when she was pregnant with me and she was trying to purposely fall over the hurdles. You know what it taught me? It taught me that I was a survivor. I survived her trying to kill me in her womb. That sounded like that could be some trauma too. Okay, anyway. So yeah, y'all, that's the story about how I was supposed to give my son up for adoption. So the moral of the story is, if you don't tell your kids stuff like that, because they might, you know what I'm saying, like take it differently, but that is my truth. If you have a baby that you do not want, there are safe spaces that you can give the baby to. Like, there are safe havens. I believe you can still take your baby to the fire station. It has to be within a certain amount of time, but if you don't want it, just give it away. Don't unalive them babies. Just give them to somebody who is going to love them and treat them with care and all that other stuff. But yeah, y'all, so that's the story about how I was gonna put my baby, drop him off at the fire station and go on about my life, but clearly I got bamboozled and I didn't do that. So I hope y'all enjoyed this story time. I just love coming to tell y'all my business. I hope it's therapeutic for somebody. I hope you learned something. Hope you got your little giggle in or whatever. But make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, because next Wednesday we're gonna run it back again with another story. Okay, so next Wednesday I might tell y'all about how I learned what the rainbow flag was, y'all, because I didn't know. I could tell y'all about my first half marathon. I could tell y'all about how I left this dude in a movie theater because he fell asleep and he was snoring. I could tell y'all that story. There's a few stories I could tell, so I think I'm gonna put a little poll on the community page so y'all can figure out what y'all want to hear. Okay, so I hope y'all enjoyed y'all story time. I love y'all so much. I hope to see y'all back next Wednesday. Turn on your notification bells, because you never know when story time is going to drop. Okay, love y'all. Bye.